Hello. It is 6:30 in the morning on day 6. Sorry, I'm trying to get my head together. We got a lot to go over. Okay. So last night, before midnight, in yesterday's video, I had discussed how they're decreasing the pain meds, which is absolutely what they should do, because after surgery, you're at a high level of pain medication, and the object is to bring you down gradually until you're at a medication that you can be discharged with. And there are parameters on what level of medication you can be on when you're discharged. My problem is that I have suffered from chronic pain for over 10 years, and I've been in treatment for it. And during that treatment, they have used many different methods so that I can have a life, so that I can function, so that I can work a job, so that I can take care of a family. And working together with my team, I've made it happen. We've made it happen. But when you're in a hospital setting and those things are elevated because of your surgery, it just, because of all the things that are written without that variable. There's the variable of you being in a position like mine it's just not explored enough. I'm sorry, I'm trying to explain it in a way that you can understand, because this is a very important topic, but I'm not going to drag it on. Let's get back to talking about what has unfolded. So my plan last night was to sleep. I thought that, the best thing for me to do, since they're decreasing my medication, is to be able to sleep through some of the pain. Because so often, I wake up in so much pain, and if I can somehow sleep through some of that, then that'll help, mitigate me having less medication. So my plan was that I would walk. And last night I walked over a 2-hour period, about 20 laps. And I wanted to make myself good and tired. And that I would take my medication at 12 o'clock. And then when I got that 12 o'clock medication, that I would go to sleep. And hopefully that I would sleep longer. So I did my walking. I got into bed. I got comfortable. I looked at the clock, and it was like 10 minutes before 12. Well, they don't just bring you your medication in. You have to ask for it. You have to ask for it at the right time. So I fell asleep. I got myself so tired, exactly what I wanted to do. I fell asleep just before it was time for me to ask for my medication at 12 o'clock. So I woke up. When I woke up, it was a little after 5 a.m. So I did get to sleep a little bit more, like maybe a couple hours more than I normally would. But on top of that, I didn't get the 12 o'clock dose. So I was able to sleep for 5 hours, like 5 hours and 20 minutes, without that 12 o'clock dose, because, the plan would have worked. And I woke up and I was in so much pain. And thank God, this time when I pressed the button, my nurse came right away, and I explained, that I was having an event. I was trying to, everything hurt. And I know I'm trying to be more specific because that's not a good term to use when you're describing pain, but I mean, like, my whole chest and my back felt like it was being ripped apart. It used to be, was like other events, it seems like it was mostly localized to where they went in with the robotics. But this time it was just all over my chest and back. Just felt like I was being ripped apart. And I had congestion that needed to come up, and it was like, it was heaving. It was heaving on that pain over and over again. So my body felt like it was being ripped apart in my chest and my back. And that heaving was just like sending ripples through that. That heaving of me trying to cough that up was just sending ripples through that. And it was so bad. And, I've tried to document as much of this stuff as possible. I know it sounds really weird that I hate that I didn't get any of that on film, because it was, but, the time that we live in, there's a camera everywhere, and that's what people want. People want to see the video. They want to see it for themselves, and I get it. I understand. But there is not one for this one, okay? So I'm not going to go round and round about that. I just explained to you how it happened. The nurse came in right away. There's no video. So moving on. I was able to get up with the assistance of the nurse and start walking. The nurse held my stand for me. We walked a little bit, like a half a lap. And I was able to breathe enough. Now, they've already given me my pain medication, the oxycodone. So I was able to do the half lap, and I come back, I did some breathing exercises. And then I kept coughing using my pillow. I would grip my pillow and pull it into my chest. And I kept doing coughing exercises and trying to get that to come up. And I had a couple of little blobs of phlegm that came up. The pain medication was starting to take effect, but the biggest relief of my pain was that I was able to clear enough of my lungs that heaving against the pain had stopped. So now I was just experiencing the tearing, but it wasn't as intense as it was before I got the pain medication. The main thing is that I needed more. Well, I can't have the breakthrough medication until after an hour's passed. So I said, I'm going to keep myself busy with the exercises, keep my lungs clear, keep my mind focused on something else. And then they just gave me the breakthrough medication, which is a really small dose of Dilaudid. And I sat down here and I started this video with you. Now the thing is that, like we talked about yesterday, the medication that they give you, these short-acting opioid antagonists, they don't last the whole period. They don't last the whole 4 hours. Now, there's only so much that I can get into. You know, I mean, I want these videos to be available for everyone. So I'm just trying to keep it simple. They don't last the whole 4 hours. And so that's why you get these medications for breakthrough pain. Of course, people don't, providers, they don't want you to abuse the breakthrough pain medication. But if you've got somebody who's experiencing a level of pain that needs to be medicated all the time, and you're giving them something that only lasts part of the time, then you have to have something that fills in those gaps. And the way that breakthrough meds are written, they only fill in part of the gaps, and they're written that way so that people don't misuse them. So it creates issues. So we'll leave it at that. Now, everybody can see me in this video. So I'm on a lot of medication right now. So you be your own judge on how I tolerate the medication that I'm on. This video is almost 12 minutes now. I didn't think about how long it would be. This is just going to be a separate video. But I had to discuss the event last night. Someone else who may be in the hospital with the same procedure may go through something similar to this. And if you are, my advice to you is, as soon as you can, learn how to clear your lungs. Learn the method that works best for you to clear your lungs. Because when you're having these extreme pain events, this coughing and heaving is going to make things so much worse. And the sooner you can alleviate that, the better that you're going to be. So as soon as you can, learn how to alleviate that. Like yourself. Use a pillow, press it against your chest when you cough. Use one of the two devices that you have for breathing and clearing your lungs. The flutter valve and the little ball thing that goes up and down. Sorry, I don't know the name. I should by now. It just as it came up. So, but this is going to be a totally separate video away from the vlog because it's a very important one. And plus I made it so long already. But I'll see you on the rest of the vlog for the day. But I'm feeling better now that I've got my medication. And thank you, Lord. There was a point in this where I stopped in the hallway and I cried out. I said, Jesus, please help me. And he did. So I hope you're having a good day. Enjoy the day you have.